Is that you, Michael? Well, hello and welcome to the Tequila Hour. My name is Amanda. I was going to say it always has been. Don't know what I'm saying. Today is Sunday. It is the 15th of June. Can't fucking believe it, but apparently it is. And honestly, welcome to, why does it sound weird? Okay, I don't know. Welcome to, a ode to the phenomenal horror genre and one character in particular, Michael Myers. So, look, I just want to talk about this today. It was Friday the 13th, 2 days ago. And yeah, I just love, if you didn't know, and I think I've discussed this in the past, I absolutely love horror movies. It probably is because I had a friend when I had a friend. I still do, apparently, maybe not. No, I had a childhood friend called Karen, and she had an older brother, and they loved watching horror movies. So, yeah, in the formative years of childhood development, shall we call it that, yes, I watched a lot of horror movies at my friend's house. Therefore, I absolutely love horror movies. So, if that is something that you're also interested in, please, sit back, relax, and enjoy this podcast today. So, we are going to talk about the horror movie that is Halloween. I will break it down for you because, believe it or not, there's something ridiculous. There's something like 13 movies, I believe, in the sequence that is, there's 13 films in the Halloween franchise, which sounds ridiculous, but there is. I'm going to talk about the main character. Look, there's other characters, but it's all about Michael. Let's just cut the shit. And yeah, I'm going to give you a brief overview of the movie, the horror movie Halloween. And yeah, if you just want to grab some popcorn and grab a drink and deep dive into one of the most iconic horror genres and movies of all fucking time, then I implore you to watch Halloween. So you might know, actually, look, I'm getting carried away with my own shit. Let's do some admin. Hello. Look, I got a bit excited because I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm not feeling the best today. I'm not. I have a cold, some sort of cooties. I'm not a doctor. So I don't know what my ailment is in its entirety. Suffice to say, and I need to stop saying suffice, that I feel under the weather. I have a head cold of some description. So yes, I've had a couple of drinks to try and I've had some gin. We'll talk about that in a second. But I've just had some cold and foo. I've had some cold and flu tablets just like literally half an hour ago. I could have a slight fever. I do actually do. And yes, you might be like, Amanda, you're a fuckwit for then therefore drinking and taking pseudoephedrine. And I can say to you that at 52, I can do whatever the fuck I want. So that's that. So I really wanted to do this podcast today. So you know what, people of the world, if you sometimes just need to get shit done and you don't feel like doing shit, then do whatever the fuck you need to do your shit. And that's where we are today. So yes, I could be hyped up on pseudoephedrine and also Gordon's gin to get me through this podcast today. And I really do want to talk about this movie Halloween, and in particular the character that is Michael Myers. This is, without a doubt, one of the best horror movies of all time. The end. But we're going to talk about it. But first, I forgot what I was going to do, but I just remembered. I'm going to do some admin because I love admin. Like I just told you and shared with you, I am not feeling the best. I really am not. I am, yeah, I'm not. I have a head cold. I feel like shit, to be honest. I am determined to plow through. And you'd be like, Amanda, you don't sound that bad. And I'd be like, fuck you. Look, I've had a lot on my mind, and it doesn't help when you're not feeling the best. And I truly just want to feel my best. And sometimes you just need to just soldier on like the cultural ad. So, yeah, there's that. So, hi. If you've never listened to this podcast before, I will introduce myself again. My name is Amanda. This is the Tequila Hour. I am in Australia. Guess the accent. It's not hard. In New South Wales, in the secret location. If you're playing along, I've already told you where the fucking secret location is, so get on it. Yeah, get on it. Today, though, enough about my semantics and weird whatever. Enough about that. Let's talk about the week that was. Did I say that right? The week that was. And then let's get into the topic of discussion today. I've had a good week. I have had some moments. I'm not going to lie. It has been, if you are someone who listens to my podcast on a regular basis, and I'm just grabbing the microphone to make sure you can hear me, and I'm sure you can, that I am going through things at the moment. It's not dire. Let's not get carried away with our own bullshit. I have had a change in my life. It's a good change. I just need to mentally catch up to the change. There has been a bit of that going on. So there has been a couple of days that I've cried for some reason. Maybe I've just gone to a place where I'm happy to sit in emotion, and sometimes you do need to do that. I am a kind of person where I won't sit in my emotion and then suddenly I'm crying for 5 days. There's a bit of that. No, that's not what happened this week, but shall I say that I have let myself feel sad, and it's not like I'm depressed. It's more that there is a sense of loss, and there's also just my mind trying to, like I said, play catch up about certain things that are happening in my life. And on the back of that, I have had a great conversation with someone this week, and it then made me reflect on, okay, well, where am I going? And then all of the above to today where, yes, I'm under the weather and like I said, I don't feel very well. I will say to you, though, that I am in a better headspace. I've had, like yesterday, for example, I think I slept 11 hours. I did. I slept 11 plus hours, probably because I was coming down with something with cooties and my body's trying to go, fuck you. It could also be where if I was to say to you the week that was and how I'm feeling before I get into the topic of discussion today, I have, what's the best way to describe it? I feel like I've had a constant headache. And it's not because I've got cooties, which I do now, I do have cooties. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. I'm trying to explain how I've been feeling. Yes, there has been a sense of mental over rewriting. I don't know. That's the thing that comes to mind. There is a bit of examination of mental thoughts and letting particular thoughts and feelings dissipate. And there has been where I just have a sense that my brain hurts and I don't want it to hurt anymore. And that's basically where now I'm at the point at the end of the week where I'm still feeling that in a certain sense. Yet I can say to you that I have had some good conversations and I've also personally had some good reflections on my mental health space and realised that, it's okay. It's okay. You're going to feel, and I'm saying this to myself and saying it to you out loud, that I am going to feel a little bit uncomfortable in this. Yes, I probably butchered that word. I'm going to feel uncomfortable, and I don't like feeling uncomfortable. I like being in control. I'm just going to stop this recording for a second. Give me a second. And I'm back. I can't remember what I was talking about. I'm blaming my current mental cutie state. Suffice to say, I use the word. I just had a call from my husband. I just relayed to him what we need at the shops, and I'm just straight into it. So, like I just mentioned, yes, I have had an interesting week. Have I come to some sort of mental conclusion about my week? Yes, actually, I have. And this is a conclusion that I keep repeating over and fucking over again, and it will cement itself into my psyche eventually, where I just need to let go of certain things. And for me, as I deeply swallow, that it is very clear to myself that I really do need to just separate myself from certain people and places to then focus on the things that I want to focus on, even though I feel constantly drawn, pulled, whatever other words I want to use for that, I just need to be in my own space and be okay with that. That's the short answer. So there is that going on at the moment, and that's okay. It is to be expected considering some of the changes that have happened in my life. And for me, it's also about really just being mindful of looking forward, not necessarily looking backward, or not ignoring the backward, because who can, to be honest? If you can, congratulations to you. It's more about the positivity and alignment that I want to align with will only come into fruition by moving forward, not reminiscing or exploring or trying to understand what has been or what has occurred. So I am acutely aware of all of this And this is the thing where I'm now at the point where, like I said, my brain hurts and I think I just need to stop and just fucking relax and focus on the things that I would like to do and I want to do. And a lot of that is around my own personal projects, may it be these podcasts, which, like I've said, and I do, will say, trying to convince you. Yeah, this is really an open, I was going to say platter. I don't know what I want to use that word, but I wish I just did. But anyway, again, it's that question around what is this podcast? And for me, it's just a place, it's just an open journal. It is me just sharing my thoughts. It will be around subjects that I want to talk about, and it will also be very personal subjects I want to talk about as well. So, yeah, I'm very honoured and proud of myself to be in a place often of uncomfortableness. That's a really hard word to say, by the way, to then, nut out my own shit, but then talk about the shit that I really want to talk about. So there's that. I will say, if I was to give you an overarching synopsis of the week that was, I've had a great week. I just need to be comfortable in what that now looks like, as in my week and where I'm sitting in my life, and really, truly putting my energy into the things that I want to expand on and work on, and I am working on right now, and giving myself some grace. That's the other thing, giving myself some fucking grace, because if you are a regular listener, you would probably work out, and I'll be straight up, I'm very hard on myself, and I just need to give myself some fucking grace. So that's what I'm trying to do. And yeah, so this week overall, yeah, it's not been hectic, but my mind has been hectic, if you can kind of ascertain by the way I'm speaking at the moment. I will say to you that I'm just really at a place that I'm really trying to let go of some certain subjects that are weighing heavily on my mind, and trying to comprehend why they are impacting my mind still when I've made a decision. There's that. And there's also that piece around just thinking about the fucking future, mate, and just letting things be what they are, and living in the moment and living in the positivity of all the amazing shit that I've got going on in my life to come. So, we're talking about, I'm going to fucking Bali in I actually filled out a form today. We are, like I said, I don't even know what day it is. It's the 15th, isn't it? I said that? Apparently I did. It is the 15th of June. I'm going to Bali. I'm laughing weirdly because I still can't believe it. I'm going to Bali in less than a bit over a month. I'm going to Bali. I'm going to Japan at the end of the year again. I just need to, mate, I need to think of those things, not only because there's certain things I want to do on both of those trips, and I truly want to be present for the Bali trip in particular, because I'm going to be with a group of people that it's going to be epic. So I really just need to mentally get on board with that. And for me, the Tokyo I'm talking very fast. Could be the pseudo Evertree. Probably is. Let me have a quick sip of my drink. Give me 1 second. Let me just come up with this. I'll have a drink. That didn't go as that did not go as anticipated. Anyway, yes, for me, the Bali trip with the Sam squad, it's going to be fucking epic, and I just need to get in the correct mental health space, both mental and health space for that trip because, yeah, I cannot wait. And I've had to, I think I've compartmentalized, is that the word? Yeah, thank you. That particular trip somewhere in the back of my psyche. And I'm literally like a month and a bit away. And yeah, I want to get excited. I don't know why I'm not letting myself go there. I don't want to explore anymore. I don't need to explore anymore about that. All I know is I'm really super pumped to be going, and yeah, it's going to be epic. I know it's going to be epic, let alone the fact that, yeah, I've also got upcoming in November. I've taken 3 weeks off. I'm using long service leave. I can't believe I even have any, but I'm using it. And I'm having 2 weeks in Japan as well. And, mate, it's going to be, again, another epic trip for me for a very different reason separate to the Bali trip. So I will touch on some of the things that I want to be working on in that trip. Get into, let's just stop and let's get into what I want to talk about today. First of all, the sound of this podcast might be terrible today because I feel like I can't hear myself. Yes, I am wearing headphones, but when I say to you that I feel like I'm slightly underwater, it could be because of my cooties, then yes, I'm going to use that as an excuse. So if you don't think that is an excuse, then congratulations to you. That's all I've got to say. I want to talk about today a horror movie. A movie that is, to me, one of the most iconic Hollywood horror franchises that has existed. The movie I'm talking about is Halloween, and I want to give you, first of all, a quick synopsis of Halloween, the movie. I'll also, in the background, play a little bit of YouTube trailers, and we'll break them down as well. And then finally, that's it. Oh, that's it. So why am I talking about Halloween? So like I mentioned earlier today, it was Friday the 13th. It's Sunday, and that was 2 days ago. And I recall, I'll spit it out. We have a streaming service in Australia. We have Foxtel, as in my husband and I have Foxtel, and it was, pushing a lot of horror movies because it was, Friday the 13th. And one of those movies was Halloween. And I then said to myself, have I actually watched, and I know I have, but I'm like, it's been a long time. Have I watched the whole 13 movies from the franchise that is Halloween? So I think about a year ago I watched the last couple that came out. And you know what? I thought I'm just going to go back and start from the original and the best, which is Halloween. Now, this first one, the original Halloween, which I absolutely love, actually, is from, well, it was, what shall I say, birthed, created in the phenomenal year that was 1978. If you didn't know, I was born in 1973. I'm 52. So when you watch movies from that era, they just have a certain look to them. To me, it's sublime. I love it. If it's the color saturation, if it's the use of the use of sound, it's the acting, it's all of it. It's just a beautiful period of time for movies, in my opinion. I love the 80s as well. I love the 90s, but mate, the 70s and 80s is where it's at, probably because, that's when I was born. But there's just, look, if you're into horror, as I mentioned, I am into horror movies that were created in the 70s just fucking take the cake. They just are fucking amazing. The scripts are great. Like I said, the whole ambience of the movies are just fucking off the charts, in my opinion. So I'll talk about Halloween. If you don't know about Halloween, then the movie, like, it's kind of like, tells you what the movie's about in the title of the movie. Not really. It does. Obviously, what happens on the date that is Halloween, air brackets. And yeah, two iconic things obviously is the main character, which is Michael. And for me, one of the other main aspects of this movie is, we get to see the beautiful, glorious actress that is Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie. And Laurie, I don't know. And yeah, I'll talk about it, what the movie is about, and then, I'll play some stuff in the background. So Halloween, the franchise. Halloween is an American slasher media franchise that consists of 13 films. Do I have an applause for that? Mate, I must have an applause for that somewhere. Yeah. Created by John Carpenter and Deborah Hill, the original Halloween was birthed in the year of 1978. Well, that's when the movie came out. Like I said, it consists of 13 films, as well as novels, comic books, a video game, didn't realise that, and other merchandise. The films mainly focus on Michael Myers, the baddie, the evil, the man who kills, who was committed to a sanitarium as a child for the murder of his sister, Judith Myers. 15 years later, he escapes to stalk and kill the people of the fictional town of Haddonfield, Illinois. Michael's killings occur on the holiday of Halloween. We all know about that date, on which all of the films primarily take place. So shit goes down on Halloween, all right? Throughout the series, various protagonists try to stop Myers, including Laurie Strode, primarily portrayed by Jamie Lee Curtis. Like I said, she's a fucking legend. And psychiatrist Dr. Samuel Loomis, primarily portrayed by the actor Donald Pleasance. The original Halloween, released in 1978, was written by John Carpenter and Deborah Hill, the film's director and producer respectively. The film itself inspired by Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, and Bob Clark's Black Christmas is known to have inspired a long line of slasher films. 12 films have followed since the 1978 original was released. Michael Myers is the antagonist in all of the entries with the exception of Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Not interested. A story with no direct connection to any other film in the series. Starting with Halloween 2, most of the various sequels appeared between 1981 and 2002, including a 10th anniversary film in 1988 and a 20th anniversary sequel in 1998. In 2007, writer-director Rob Zombie created a remake of the 1978 film and a sequel released 2 years later. The franchise would go dormant for 9 years until a direct sequel to the original film, which ignores all previous sequels, it is horror, was released in 2018. The sequel to the 2018 film Halloween Kills was released in 2021, my apologies, with the most recent entry, Halloween Ends, released on October the 14th, 2022. I'm going to say to you right now, if you are into horror, do yourself a favor and watch Halloween. Okay? It's great. And for me, the character Michael, wow. You know what? I'm going to give you a couple of things about I don't know what I was going to say, about Halloween. A couple of things that you mightn't be aware of. Just give me 1 second because I actually did write them down so I can kind of sound like I know what I'm talking about. No, not that. Lost it. Completely don't know. I did have some very interesting facts that I wanted to talk about Halloween. Can you ask me, can I find them right now at this moment of time? No. Please hold. Just, I don't know, I'll play something in the background because I'm trying to find it. You know what? I still haven't fucking found it. There is 10 unique things that I wanted to talk about give up. I'm done. About Halloween, the movie. I really do want to find them because they were very interesting. Don't ask me, don't know, fucking hell. Sounds extreme, doesn't it? It's not in there. And is it in here? No. No, yes, maybe. Honestly, I had it already and then somehow I've lost it. I really don't wonder why I get frustrated with my own bullshit, to be honest. Let's just go into what I give up. I do. I give up. Let's talk about Michael Myers. So for me, Michael Myers. So he's a character from the slasher films, obviously. I just talked about that. As a young boy, he murders his older sister. 15 years later, he returns to Haddonfield, Illinois to murder more teenagers. Look, he has a mask on his face. it's pissing me off. I really do want to find this information that I had. Where is it? Please hold. You'd be like, Amanda, you don't sound very professional right now. And I'd be like, yeah, you're right, I don't sound professional at all. Because I've lost the information that I really wanted to talk about today. Don't ask me why, I did. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I was scrolling through all the shit that I write down for these podcasts, and yet I still can't find the information that I'm trying to find. Yep. That's a conundrum that I'm dealing with right now. I give up. It's taking too much time. I'm going to have a quick sip of my drink. Give me a second. That was shit. Okay, let's play a trailer in the background. I don't have access to the unique facts that I want to talk about. For some reason, I can't find them anyway. Let's play this. Hopefully you can hear it in the background. Halloween, the official trailer, 1978.
Halloween night. A small American town. 15 years ago.
going to say right now, this trailer on YouTube, I'm playing it from, by the way. If you haven't watched any movies from the 70s, and I implore you, like I said, I know I'm repeating that word, some of the best horror movies were made in the 70s. Like I said, it's about the look of the movie. It's about the color saturation. It's about the use of sound, okay? That's the thing. They're so unique. They're so beautifully shot that you cannot not fall in love with this shit.
Michael?
Talk to your sister.
Halloween.
Halloween.
I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
First of all, or second of all, or third of all, the actual soundtrack, which is nothing really but this brilliant.
I think he'll come back.
Exploring uncharted territory.
Totally charted.
Just talk.
Sure. The only reason she babysits is to have
Halloween.
It's just first of all, I don't know. Michael Myers has incredible strength, and he's not a robot. He has super amazing strength, okay? Don't ask me how. I don't know if that's explained later on, but doesn't need to be explained because it's a horror movie. He has phenomenal strength. He basically, in the first one, in the first Halloween, 1978, he literally chokes someone out with his one hand and then will stab them and then stab them once and then they die. There's no slashing. There's no repetitive stabby bullshit. There's no shooting someone. Well, actually, the doctor shoots him 6 times and he still survives. Don't ask me how. It is horror. Yes. When he kills Michael Myers, that is, he kills his victims, there is just like, a quick grab around the throat. He might use a telephone cord. He might just use his hand. He'll kill you with the strength of his own hand and then stab you once and you're dead. There's that. It's just amazing, may I say.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to set the scene. Oh, it's Michael. He's grabbed him. Jamie's like, no. It's just it's just fucking iconic. Here's some interesting facts. I found them. I got there eventually. Some interesting fresh insights into John Carpenter's, as you know, I mentioned him, 1978 classic Halloween. Number 1, evil as the shape, not as a person. Carpenter's script deliberately refers to Michael Myers only as the shape in the credits, stripping away any humanizing detail and presenting him as a primordial force of evil, an almost elemental presence invading suburban normality. Classic. Video surveillance, POV. Long before home CCTV or GoPros, Carpenter opens with a point of view shot through a peephole, then through a mast-shaped hole in a wall. This early security cam aesthetic foreshadows the film's obsession with voyeurism and the feeling that someone or something is always watching. Minimalist synth score as a character. The infamous 2-note theme, A&E, is so spare that the silence between the notes become as impactful as the notes themselves. Truly does. Carpenter's use of the simple electronics and silence heightens tension, making the score feel like a stalking heartbeat. Brilliant. Masked by accident. The white, expressionless mask isn't a custom creation. It's a modified Captain Kirk face William Shatner mask. Who would have thought it? Stretched, painted white, and with the eye holes enlarged. It's a banal familiarity ugh, makes it the more uncanny. So, that's basically saying it's a face you kind of recognise when you're like, where's that from? William Shatner. Unbelievable. Suburban streets as a maze. Haddonfield's quiet cul-de-sacs are shot so deliberately with long lenses flattening distance that the familiar becomes a labyrinth. What looks like typical suburban calm is reframed as a maze with no safe exit. Jamie Lee Curtis's final girl archetype. Laurie Strode's unremarkable bookish persona was revolutionary. She survives not by sheer luck or savvy bravado, but by perseverance and resourcefulness. This grounded portrayal turned Final Girl into an enduring horror trope. Invisible cuts to conceal the stalker. Carpenter uses invisible jump cut edits, cutting between wide shots and close-ups to make Michael appear and disappear, which he does, instantly reinforcing his supernatural elusiveness. It's like, is he, one moment he's in a shot, then he's not. And it's like, is he real or not? Sound design as dread. Beyond the overt synth lines, the film layers in subtle creaks, distant cries, and low-frequency rumbles. These barely audible sounds tap into primal fears. Your brain senses something is about to happen before you can consciously hear it. Brilliant. Narrative economy. At just 91 minutes, every scene pushes the story forward or builds atmosphere. There's no filter. There's no filter either. There's no filler. Carpenter and co-writer Deborah Hill distilled teenage life and small-town routine into its bare essentials. So when horror strikes, it cuts deep. Subtext of domestic anxiety. The houses in Halloween aren't just sets. They're symbols of comfort under siege. Carpenter subtly critiques the myth of the safe, insulated family home at a moment in American history. I'm just going to stop there because my husband's called me. Give me 1 second. And I'm back. I will finish this podcast. So I talked about the suburban town. Did I talk about? Yes. The power of suggestion. Many kills occur off camera or with minimal gore, which is, oh, look, we all have our thing when it comes to horror, okay? There can be horror in the sense of it's just a complete build-up and it's suspenseful. There's also like full-on gory bullshit, like blood spurting and everything. I like a good mix. So the power of suggestion being many kills occur off camera, like I said, by letting viewers' imaginations fill in the blanks. Carpenter achieves a far more lingering terror than if he'd shown everything explicitly. And I agree. Look, in the genre that is horror, yes, if you want to push the narrative of blood and gore and just people being uncomfortable and freaking out because people don't like blood, then there's that. But if you want to be more intellectual and go the route of Carpenter, absolutely appreciate that. Endless gaze. The final shot freezes on Michael's mask, unmoving in the darkness. This stillness on screen and the unresolved threat it implies cemented Halloween's legacy as a film that doesn't end with the credits. That's just some, 10, unique things that I thought about as part of this. So, yeah, Halloween is an absolute incredible movie. What else have we got here? I did have something else that I wanted to play. Oh, there's this one that we can play.
I've waited for him.
Halloween official trailer. Sorry.
Testing 1, 2, 3. We're on.
Halloween official trailer. We're talking about
Patient that
2009.
killed 3 innocent teenagers on a Halloween in 1978. He was shot by his own psychiatrist and taken into custody that night. And has spent the last 40 years in captivity. Hello, Michael. I have something you might like to see.
Basically, this is a scene in the mental institution. Michael's standing in like this massive courtyard, open outside courtyard. All the other freaks are going off the chain, and Michael's just standing there. And I believe it's a reporter is holding Michael Myers' mask in front of him as a symbol to go, mate, you want to play?
Everyone in my family turns into a nutcase this time of year. Yeah, I mean, your grandmother is Laurie Strode. She was almost murdered.
Wasn't it her brother who murdered all those babysitters?
No, it was not her brother. That's something that people made up.
Do you know that I pray every night that he would escape?
What the hell did you do that for?
So I can kill him.
Dad, look out! I think I need to watch this one again. Mate, this is awesome.
The bus crashed.
Mom, what bus crashed?
Michael escaped.
Excuse me, somebody's in here.
Hello?
Oh, look, I'll link these trailers. They're just, mate, just like I said, if you haven't watched this movie before, do yourself a favor and watch it because it's that phenomenal that you just need to do it. So, yeah. Sorry, I was just thinking about something I was going to do then. I'm like, I don't think it's really gonna work in today's podcast. Anyway, where was I at? Oh, here.
He's waited for this night. He's waited for me.
There's 2 notes, baby.
I've waited for him.
Jamie Lee Curtis in fucking fine form, mate. She's like, you're fucking dying. I dropped the C
You
word.
don't believe in the boogeyman. He's here!
Marker! Oh, mate, it's just really good. It is such a good franchise for horror. It just is, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinions, bloody brilliant. What's this one? Halloween Ends. What's this one? Does it end though? Does it ever end? Does it? What's happening? Nothing.
Let's go.
It ends.
Come and get me, motherfucker.
Come and get me, motherfucker. Yes. You're gonna die, bitch. And Jamie's like, fuck you, cunt. You're dead. Ah! Okay, I'm getting sucked in. What I'll do is I will link the 3 trailers that I've just played in the background for context. And may I say, happy 13th. If you love a great horror movie, a brilliant horror movie, not just gore and blood, but relies on a script, relies on the soundscape, relies on the look of the movie, then please do yourself a fucking favor and watch Halloween. That's mic drop. That's all I can say. It's brilliant. It is brilliance personified. Truly, in the horror genre. So, yeah, just watch Halloween. And if you're up for it, there's 13. I wouldn't watch the number 3. Like I said, last night and afternoon, I started with 1, 2, and I went to 4. I jumped 3. No one watches 3. Jumped to 4. I now want to jump to like maybe last 12 and 13. Jamie Lee Curtis, can I just say, as an actress, blows my mind. She's phenomenal. I'm not going to talk about her in its entirety because if you don't know about her and her lineage, can't speak. Fuck me. I give up. Where she came from and where she is today, in simple terms, then... yeah, just look that up. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there today because clearly I can't speak. I am done. I'm done. Let me just stop and focus for a second. I want to say go and watch some horror movies because it really is one of the best genres that you can watch in regards to a movie landscape, you know. You've got your love story, you've got your action, you've got your suspense. Horror, to me, is one of the most captivating genres of all time when done well. So I'm telling you right now, this franchise, Halloween, has been done extremely well. So do yourself a favour and watch it. I hope you have had an awesome weekend. I have, even though I've felt shit. I have had a great weekend and I do have a lot to be grateful for. I have created my first Highlander soundscape. That's the only way I could describe it, which is a big leap for me. So I'm really excited with that. I have also reached out to a group of people who are working on a very similar project to me, and I'm really excited to get into that. I will release another podcast, like I mentioned, once a month around quantum development for me and what that looks like. And finally, we are now at 4:54 p.m. in Australia, in New South Wales, in the secret location. Truly hope that you've all had a great weekend. Thank you to those who do continually listen to my podcast, who support this podcast. I'm just going to say to you right now, which I wanted to mention, which I don't think I did. Well, I know I didn't because I forgot. I am, and I've harped on this, but I'm really very close. I am very close to reaching an important goal for my podcast, and I only need 25 additional downloads to get to the – well, actually, let me go back. I could be talking about my ass now. Let me just calculate this because I am talking out of my ass. Let me use my trusty calculator on my phone. Minus. If you listen to this podcast, okay, and you listen and you waited all the way to the end to listen to what I'm saying right now, I only need 25 more downloads to get to a personal goal that I've wanted to reach for a very long time. So if you like this podcast and you like what I'm putting down, please share it with your friends. Please like this podcast. Please subscribe. Send it out to a friend, link it to a friend, and they can listen to my warblings as well. Has today's podcast been the best podcast I've ever created? Probably not. I'm going to say to you that, even when you feel like shit, sometimes you just got to get shit done. So this is something that truly is really important to me. So like I want to reiterate, go and watch a great horror movie. Halloween, I suggest. Go and have a great weekend. Relax. Love the ones you love. And you know what? I will catch you on the next one. See ya. Bye.